NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race has officially concluded from Homestead Miami Speedway, and we see Carson Hocevar pass Zane Smith around 15 laps to go and pick up the victory here at Homestead Miami Speedway. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race from Homestead Miami Speedway, the Baptist Health Care Center 200. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So for the green flag drop in today's race, Spencer Davis, Trevor Bayne, Jonathan Schaefer, Armani Williams, Tanner Gray, and Taylor Gray would all have to go to the rear. The first four front approval adjustments, and Tanner and Taylor missed due to missing the driver intros. And at the start of the race, you had Nick Sanchez lead the field from the outside with Carson Hocevar on the inside, and Nick Sanchez got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the race lead. It took a few laps with some great racing going on, but on lap number 6, Corey Heim was able to pass Nick Sanchez back for the race lead, and Nick Sanchez can basically lose a lot of ground and drop all the way back to 8th. Meanwhile, Corey Heim had a really big lead coming to end of stage number 1, and coming out the final corner, Corey Heim would win stage number 1. Then after that, all the lead lap cars would come down pit road with Corey Heim winning the race off of pit road. Unfortunately, Hailie Deegan and Nick Lights had an uncontrolled tire, and they would drop to the rear. There was a very scary incident that took place on pit road. Memphis Villarreal had a safety violation, and also there was a contact on pit road between Memphis Villarreal and Mason Maggio, got into the tire carrier. Wishing the best for that tire carrier that got hit. Really scary situation. This is, I believe, the second race in a row that's happened. I think it happened with Charles Plank in the race a couple weeks ago at Talladega. Wishing the best luck. That I believe that tire carrier is going to a local hospital. Wishing the best luck and a speedy recovery. So then on the restart, Corey Heim lead the field from the outside with Ty Majeska on the inside, and Corey Heim got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. He would continue his domination, and then on lap 53, Spencer Boyd would stop on the racetrack down the backstretch, bringing the caution out, would have his window net down, and unfortunately his day would come to an end. So then, most leaders would come down pit road with Corey Heim winning the race off of pit road, and Grant Enfinger got penalized for an uncontrolled tire. But a couple drivers decided to stay out, including Tanner Gray, Tyler Ankrum, and Jack Wood. On the restart, Christian Eckes would unfortunately get a restart violation for laying back. Fox basically said that he'd change lanes. He didn't change lanes. He got penalized for laying back on the restart. Meanwhile, Corey Heim got a fantastic run going into turn number 1 and was able to clear for the race lead, be able to hold off a hard-charging Zane Smith, and Corey Heim would come out the final corner and win stage 2. Like I said, unfortunately for Christian Eckes, he got a penalty for a restart violation. Just, again, it was for laying back. It was not for changing lanes. I don't know why Fox said it was for changing lanes. It was for laying back on the restart. They've done that a couple times, and NASCAR seems to be a lot more consistent with laying back on these restarts. So then on the next restart, you had Corey Heim lead the field from the outside with Zane Smith on the inside, and Zane Smith got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the race lead. And then on lap 69, trouble strike when Hailie Deegan would squeeze Jack Wood in the outside wall, and then she came back down the racetrack and got into Colby Howard, bringing the caution out. Tough rate for Colby Howard, had nowhere to go in that situation. As for Hailie Deegan, I think she's a decent driver. My goodness gracious. Come on, Hailie. You can't make mistakes like that. I've praised you at times this year, and there's another mistake for you. Completely unacceptable. I don't know, maybe if there was a situation where Jack Wood got in the backwards, and that's how she's got squeezed in the wall. I'm not entirely sure, but that's just a mistake for her, and I know she's moving up in Xfinity. I think she is going to be better in the Xfinity Series next year than she has been in trucks, but seriously, just a bad mistake on her part, and she definitely does need to be better. And she also got a penalty and got held 2 laps for too many crew members under the wall during a damaged vehicle policy. So then on the restart, Zane Smith lead the field from the inside with Corey Heim on the outside, and Zane Smith was able to clear for the race lead. And then on lap 79, the final caution race will come out when Mason Maggio spun off of turn number 2 after some contact maybe from Brad Perez. I think he just spun out on his own, and Brad Perez got on the outside wall, and that brought the final caution out in this race. And then we saw some gambling happen on lap 81 when Ben Rhodes would come down pit road and pit from 13th position for tires in field, and was the only driver that decided to come down pit road competing for the plaques, which would have some implications near the end of this race. So then on the restart, Zane Smith lead the field from the inside with Corey Heim on the outside, and Zane Smith got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the lead, and Carson Hocevar jumped up to second. Meanwhile, Corey Heim started dropping way back, and with around 40 laps to go, Corey Heim would be the first driver to come down pit road after losing the handling on his truck. Then a few laps later, Grant Enfinger, Christian Eckes would then come down pit road. Unfortunate for Christian Eckes, he got another penalty as he got penalized for speeding on pit road. And then the next lap, or a few laps later, Nick Sanchez, he would come down pit road, and they would have contact with Tanner Gray on pit road as he was entering pit road. And then you'd have Zane Smith and Ty Majeski. They would come down pit road, and Ben Rhodes would cycle to the lead with older tires. So at this point, it was becoming a cat and mouse game. And you had Zane Smith, who was trying to run Ben Rhodes down. But then with around 15 to go, Carson Hocevar's truck, and I started noticing this too, Carson Hocevar's truck really started coming into play and would actually pass Zane Smith with around 15 laps to go. And eventually, Carson Hocevar then got by Ben Rhodes and started pulling away from Ben Rhodes and would end up taking the race lead. And then Zane Smith got up to second, and Zane tried everything to try to close in at times, but Carson Hocevar pulled out the pretty big lead. And coming off the final corner, Carson Hocevar picked up his 4th win of the 2023 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series season, and would also lock his way into the Championship 4. So your Championship 4 for the Truck Series is going to be Corey Heim, Carson Hocevar, Grant Enfinger, and Ben Rhodes. A gutsy call from Rich Lucius. Corey Heim tried everything to run down to him at the end, but they didn't have anything for him at the end. And Ben Rhodes, a very impressive call. Grant Enfinger, an incredible comeback. Carson Hocevar picking up the victory, 4th win of the year. And nonetheless, those are your Championship 4. So your Championship 4 are Corey Heim, Carson Hocevar, Grant Enfinger, and Ben Rhodes. Congratulations to those 4 drivers on making it to the Championship 4. Well, let's talk about the guy who won the race, Carson Hocevar. Massive dub for this 42 team, 4th win of the year. Coming into the year, Carson Hocevar told Matt Weaver at Daytona that he wanted to win 5 races by the end of the year. Next week, he's going to have the chance to get that 5th win because I think Carson Hocevar will have a truck capable of winning this championship. He's won 4 races this year. He's, of course, moving up to the Cup Series in 2024. He's earned, in my opinion, and today, past late, didn't have the best truck in the field, but he did what he had to do and picked up the victory. Huge congratulations to Carson Hocevar, unlock his way to Championship 4, and we'll be racing for a championship in a couple weeks at Phoenix Raceway. So now we're going to take a look at the race results. I'll give you my score and thoughts on today's race. So Carson Hocevar picks up the victory. Zane Smith finished second. I wonder if this truck will pass inspection because I believe the windshield was caved in a little bit, and we've seen that actually get penalties before. So I would not be surprised or shocked if Zane Smith does in fact get a DQ'd. We'll have to wait and see. I'll probably put an updated community notes, or if that does get revealed, we'll probably talk about it later in the week. I won't be able to cover that because we'll have the Xfinity Series race going on. But Zane Smith finished second, put up a hell of a fight for sure. We'll have to wait and see if he passes inspection, but unfortunately will not race for a championship in this year. Ben Rhodes finished 3rd. Like I said, made it to the Championship 4. They struggled at the beginning of this race, but they made an incredible gutsy call near the end of the race, and that's what got them to the Championship 4. They've not been objectively the fastest team this year, but they did what he had to do, and he finished his 3rd. Great day for Ben Rhodes. Corey Heim finished 4th. He had the best truck in the field the first half of this race. I am not sure what happened to him in the second half. The truck seemed to go away, but he still recovers to finish in 4th place. Nonetheless, a great day for Corey Heim in 4th place. Grant Enfinger finished 5th. He also will compete in the Championship 4. A fantastic comeback. I'm telling you, that truck at the end of this race really started coming in, and he had probably a top 5 truck a majority of the day, but had those penalties that cost him a shot at the win. So, though, a 5th place finish, great run for him. Bailey Curry finished 6th. Want to give him a shout out because he ran top 5 a majority of the day. Never had the truck capable to win the race, but ran top 3 and top 4 a lot of the day. And of course, Bailey Curry, it's unclear what his plans are going to be for 2024. Still, nonetheless, a fantastic day, and I think he's ready to go full-time racing with Nice Motorsports in 2024 because that was an incredible and impressive run today for Bailey Curry. Another good day like Nashville. He finishes 6th. Stuart Friesen finished 7th. Solid day for him. It's not been a great second half of the year for this team, but just nonetheless a solid day for Stuart Friesen in 7th. Matt Crampton finished 8th. His truck was really good on the long run. Never had the short run speed, but the long run was great, and he gets a top 10 finish. Good run for him. Roger Kurth finished 9th. Good day for Roger Kurth and ran top 5. I want to give him a shout out because he had a really good day as well. At one point was running up in 3rd position. Truck seemed to fade a little bit at the end of the race, but still got a top 10. Good day for Roger Kurth in 9th. And Ty Majeski finished 10th. Never had the speed to contend like he did last year in this race, but he still finishes in the top 10. Solid day for Ty Majeski in 10th. Chase Purdy finished 11th. Solid run for him. Tanner Gray finishes 12th. Decent run. Jack Wood finishes 13th. Taylor Gray finishes 14th. Trevor Bainey was driving a 25 for Rackley. Of course, Matt DiBenedetto no longer in that 25 truck anymore this season. Trevor Bain finished 15th. Never had the straight-up speed to contend for the victory, but still 15th is not a bad run, all things considered. Gets a very solid top 15 finish. Could be a candidate, of course, for this 25 truck next season. Jake Garcia finished 16th, solid run for him. Dean Thompson finishes 17th. Nick Sanchez finished 18th. Their truck was really good in the beginning, but that truck seemed to fade as the race progressed. Unfortunately, Nick Sanchez does not make the championship 4. But hey, you know what? They put up a hell of a fight to try to contend for the championship this year. They were fast at the beginning, qualified on the pole, but they never had the speed to contend for the victory. Nonetheless, they finished in 18th. Marco Andretti finished 19th. They employed a strategy near the end. They got him a top 20. Good to see him finish in the top 20 in his oval debut for NASCAR. They need more practice for sure in the truck series to help out a guy like Marco Andretti. Nonetheless, so he finishes in the top 20. Good to see him in the trucks, and hopefully he'll run some more races. And of course, he's going to run at Phoenix in a few weeks now. He'll finish 19th. Decent run for him. And Lawes Allen finishes 20th. Christian Eckes finished 21st. Unfortunately, will not race for a championship. Just a disaster save for this 19 team. They had a restart violation, a speeding penalty. They had a good speed. They were my pick coming in the weekend, but unfortunately, they never had a speed to contend for the victory, and they made a ton of mistakes. Got to clean that up next year in 2024. Daniel Dye finished 22nd. Tyler Hill finished 23rd. Nick Lights finished 24th. Brad Perez, actually at the beginning of this race, is running in the top 15. They never had to speed in the second half of the run, and they finished 25th. But hey, at least they got a top 25. Tyler Anger finished 26th. Not sure what happened to this team. They were a top 10 truck early, and then they faded back. Jonathan Shaver finished 27th. Mason Maggio finished 28th. Haley Deegan finished 29th. Just a disaster save for Haley Deegan today. She qualified in the top 20, and she was at one point in the top 15, but the truck faded. She was not good today. She made that mistake on track. Again, she is moving up to the Xfinity Series next year, but just not a good day for Haley Deegan. And once again, just a mediocre day. Just a bad day overall for Haley Deegan. It continues a struggling year for her. Memphis Villarreal finishes 30th. Colby Howard finished 31st. Armani Williams finished 32nd. Spencer Davis finished 33rd. And Spencer Boyd finishes last in 34th place. So now I want to talk about the overall race as a whole and give you my score and thoughts on today's race. I think this Truck Series race overall was decent. It wasn't great. It wasn't fantastic. It was just a pretty solid race overall, if you ask me. It had a compelling end. There was some good racing throughout the field. There wasn't a lot of battling up front for the race lead, but sometimes you're going to have those types of races, and you're going to have decent races overall. But I thought today's race is pretty solid. I'm going to give today's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race at Homestead Miami Speedway, I'm going to give it overall a 7.2 out of 10. It was a solid race for me. Not great, not fantastic, just solid overall. 7.2 out of 10 is my score. You had a compelling end of the race, which made it a little more interesting near the end. So, that is going to be today's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race review from Homestead Miami Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below. And congratulate Carson Hocevar on picking up the victory, making it to the Championship 4. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later tonight on the channel, we'll have the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Homestead Miami Speedway. And then tomorrow on the channel, we'll have the NASCAR Cup Series race review from Homestead Miami Speedway. We got a lot of great content dropping on the channel that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.